Alright, so in this video I'm going to be fitting this roller shutter in this space here. Now I did have a panel that sort of screwed on there, but it just looked rubbish. I didn't like it. So I've ordered this kit off eBay. 60 quid this kit cost. I'll put a link in the description if anyone is interested, and I'm going to try and get it to fit in here as much as possible. Now I can't have a cupboard door that opens because my rock and roll bed comes in the way here and it just won't work. So there has to be a door that you could either screw on or off, which I had before, but I don't like the design, so I'm going to go with this. First thing I'm going to do is measure this up, because that square isn't the same size as that. I just ordered as close as I can. This is 500 by 500. Okay, so I've got all that wood and stuff off. There's actually quite a lot that actually had to come out, but I've made things slightly difficult myself. On this side, it's flush here, and on that side, there's like an inner lip. So this like sliding rail that goes on the edge of these that it sits in will sit out. If I have it on this side and sit it in there, it's flush and you wouldn't see it. But on this side, because it obviously ends like that, you're going to see a black strip. Now, I'm not too bothered about seeing a black strip if it all looks nice and neat at the end. The next problem is these sliders. Well, I don't know what you call it. It's like a slider that it all goes into. That sits up there like that. But what I'm going to have to do is notch a bit out of that wood so it sits further up and out of view. It's going to make more sense looking at it from this side, because if that's visible, it's going to be that top corner that you can see. So I'm going to notch it out so that can sit further up, so it'll sit more flush. Alright, so without notching it, that's how it would sit, because that bit of wood would touch it. But now I've notched it out, it can sit all the way up there. Alright, so I've got all the rail installed on both sides. All I've done is put one screw on top of either side, so the bottom can just pull out, ready for the shutter to slide up. And I'm just doing the last bit, which is cutting this little strip off, so it fits in there nice and even. So I'm going to crack on, get that off, and then hopefully it all fits nice and neat. Fingers crossed. Well, I'm finally here, and it is on. Yeah, I did have to cut a bit in the top here. You can't see, but basically there's a beam going across there and it was just catching it, so I had to chisel some away, make a bit of a mess. But overall, guys, I am pretty happy with how that looks. Next thing, table. So I've got a table that's coming. It's got like a rail that goes along there, then it hooks on it, and then it's got a leg that folds out, all nice and neat. So my whole idea was, with this shutter door and the table, it sort of gives it that sort of more professional look. Do you know, like the campers that are like fully built by companies. I know I've made all of this cabinet myself and put all the kitchen in and all the top. I've done all that. But I thought just getting that shutter door and the professional table, I thought it would just give it that look. My table has arrived and I've started putting things together. It comes as this sort of black rail that goes along the top here, and it like hooks on. And all you do is literally just screw it on there and there. It was a lot longer, and I think the idea of this is so if you've got a long counter, you can then shimmy the table along and back. So I've just screwed it on, I've put it as wide as I can have it, and it's got these little caps that go on the back of here just to cover it all up. So I'm going to put them on, and then I'm going to get the table out and give it a whirl, see what it looks like. And there we have it, it's all in and done. It's a bit hard to show you all out. I mean, I can do more wide angle lens, but the quality of the video just isn't great. But anyway, this is how it looks. It's like a grey sort of slate, and I think it goes with like the interior of the grey carpet and then the white. So yeah, that's what I've gone with. The only thing I'll note is that leg could have done with being a little bit longer. That's like full extension down. So if you guys are gonna get one, just measure your thing, because I mean that's all I had to play with, wasn't it? And that's legs as long as it'll be, and it's just about level. But it's quite cool. So it's got like this little knob here that you turn to lock it off, so that bottom of the leg there sort of sits up in there, and then it's got like a quick release that then it all folds up from underneath. So yeah, you can fold it up, put it out the way, and it doesn't take up too much room. Table's done, the shutter door's done. The last thing that needs to go inside the camper van, and I've actually had for so long, and I just haven't put it in because I've been working on everything and I needed the space. But the rock and roll bed is finally in. and it's all bolted down. I did it last night. There wasn't really much to record and show you because the bed's in and it's done. All I'm doing is bolting down. It was hard to do any videoing, so I kind of sacked it off. And here it is, all pretty much done. Obviously I've put the table out of the way just to give you a bit of a better view, but the rock and roll bed is here. Now, I had this bed custom made by this couple down south that basically make these for a living, and they made me this one for the NV200 because the transporter ones sit a lot higher, so I had it made shorter, and I got to choose the, you know, fabric, the stitching, all that stuff. So I went with that, and it turned out amazing. And I made all the cabinet to match the seat, so it could all fit nice and neatly together. That's why I went with like a roller shutter door, so you could get in and out, you know, so I don't have any knobs or anything on the cabinets. I tried to get it all to work nicely together, and it is finally done. I cannot wait to get out in this thing. I've got a few more things to do, like if you're wondering what that white thing is, that's a gas bottle detector that I need to attach to the fuse box inside there. So if there ever was a gas leak, that would go off and I would know, which is always a good thing. And I need to fit a proper smoke alarm as well. Little bits like here at the bottom, I'm going to make like a cabinet that comes down on a hinge, so that looks all nice and neat. On this side, on the bottom of here, I'm going to be doing the same again, putting a nice bit of wood across there, and then like a cupboard door for that space there, and a little one for that, because I want to utilise as much space as possible. The other things I need to do, which I'm probably going to do next actually, curtains. Now I need a curtain for here. Now I've seen for the front a lot of vans where they just have one big net curtain and that's it. But I kind of want to utilise as much space as possible, like with a seat being there. I want to be able to use that on a night and stuff. So I'm going to somehow work out, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to get some curtains that fit the door, windows perfectly, and the front light. I've got that sort of foil sheeting. I don't know what you actually really call it at the minute, but I want something properly that fills all the gaps and makes it all look nice and neat. But I'm just going to put this bed down and see what it's like. This is the first lay down in the new bed, and it is actually pretty comfy. And if anyone's wondering about height, I am, or length of the bed I'm meaning, I'm 5'10", and my head is at the top, and my feet are pretty much at the bottom. And to be fair, if I put my head that side, my feet could go off more that way. Now, this is pretty much the biggest size rock and roll bed you could get in, because if you look over, I don't know if you've got to see, over there, the bed, oh, sit up, this will be easy to show you. So if you look there, that's pretty much as close as you can get to the back of the front seats. Maybe you could get another inch or possibly two, but the other thing to think about, so you got that back of the space there of the door, but obviously when it's up, the top of this is like pushing against there, so that's as far back as you can have this. And I know a lot of guys with the NV200s put like sort of their own makeshift beds, but I needed rock and roll beds with the seat belts because I've got me, my daughter, and the missus, so we needed it to have a minimum of 3 seats. And the only thing about NV200s, they've only got 2 seats in the front, so that's why I've had to go with the rock and roll bed. And to be honest, I'm happy with it. It's good, it's cool. And I went out the other night with my mates and we all jumped in the back of this instead of his car, and it was a lot more roomy in the back of this with all the guys. So it's pretty good. Yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video. I'm probably gonna sleep in it soon, or if me and the missus have an argument, you know where to find me. And my heating's on. It is a comfortable 17 degrees in here right now, but it actually feels a bit hotter because at the top where I'm sat, it's warmer, and the thermostat's at the bottom of that. But anyway, I'm waffling on. But actually, hold on, the only other thing I'm going to do, I've got loads of things to do, but when you're laying down, I've got them spotlights in my eyes, and I've already thought about this, and I've got some like warm white LED strips, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount them along the back of here, shining up, and I've got a separate switch here that I can use for them that I've not used yet, and then I'm going to have like a warm white glow, I don't know what it's called, and I'm going to have that as like the night time light in here, so I can turn these really bright spotlights off and I can turn them on, and it'll be like a nice comfortable light. I'm not laying down staring at these bright ass lights. Anyway, I'm going now. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. Help me out, do me a favour. Share to a friend if you think it's going to be useful, or just share it anyway. Even if they don't like it, share it. And yeah, I'll see you later, guys.